Last week, the Dane County Board approved two resolutions to help fund a new building for Centro Hispano. Today, County Executive Joe Parisi joined community members to highlight the county's allocation of nearly $7 million to support that new building. The facility is being built at the corner of Cypress Way and Hughes Place. Centro's executive director says a bigger space will help the organization expand its reach to more people.
A lot of new immigrants moving to Wisconsin from other parts of this country and abroad. It's incredibly meaningful to let them know that they're welcome. We do what we can with our current facility, but it doesn't allow us to plan or expand in the way that we want to. We have to be very reactionary.
Organizers say the new Centro will be a place for Southsiders in the greater Madison area to gather, with a fountain, outdoor market space, and a parking lot that converts into an outdoor play area.